What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back with the banger today, guys, on the review of the upcoming Kobe 8 Protro Venice Beach. Guys, we are finally here with the full-on in-depth review. I know you guys have been waiting. I've been doing a lot of goddamn earlies, well, because we've been kind of in the construction of a whole new entire studio here, which you guys will see a video on very shortly. So stay tuned and be patient, okay? Trust me. But bam! The Venice Beach, set to release on April 13th, alongside with the Italian camo, as well as the Philly, which you probably have already seen one review. You'll probably get the next review tomorrow. And we have here, though, the Kobe 8 Protro, a shoe that we are not unfamiliar with when it comes to the Protro line, because we've seen the Halo release so far. That's just one off the top of my head. I feel like there's been another Kobe 8, but I can't just think right now, okay? So just forgive me. But we've seen the Protro of the Kobe 8, the Protro of the Kobe 4, the Kobe 6, the Kobe 1. We've seen a lot of different Protros out there. Maybe some I'm also missing that I didn't mention. But we have here in particular the Venice Beach colorway, which is inspired by the graffiti art, the skateboarding, the colors that come along with Venice Beach. Also street basketball. Something that Kobe was very, very well intertwined with. He played his games there every once in a while, got injured there, one time, broke his arm or broke his wrist, I believe his first or second year in the league. I've talked about that several times already, so you probably already seen that or heard me speak on that. But we have this here in full effect. Now, off the rip, how does it fit? You guys been asking. Kobe 8s are snug alongside with the Kobe 6 as well, so keep that in mind. Now, Tony, they're snug. Everybody's asking, like, what do you want to do, Tony? I think I'm just different. I think I'm just an oddball, and don't take my sizing for granted, okay? I go true to size on my shoes. The only time I usually don't go true to size, now, listen here, is when it is a length issue. Now, I will say, this out of the three, I may, down the line, with another Kobe 8, go with a size 9. The Kobe 8 is not top snug or with snug that I found an issue with. When I was wearing these in particular, I felt more room than on the Kobe 6. My issue was the length. I felt like I was very close to the edge on this shoe. And that is something that my feet, when it comes to the widths and the tops and all that, when you're wearing very snug shoes that are like this, after wearing them, they tend to open up a little bit. When it comes to this, the length, you really can't do nothing there because the sole is rubber. Like, it's not gonna stretch out. The only thing that's gonna stretch out is the toe box overlapping that, and you don't want that. And you don't want toes touching and rubbing and up against the outsole here. That is a toe jam and injury just waiting to happen. I can deal with snugness, but I got room at the tips, but I can't deal with the tips touching the tip of the shoe. And I felt that a little bit, not significantly, but I felt it a little bit to where I was like, I might let this one slide. If I can get a 9, I'll go with it. But moving forward, when it comes to the 8, and I didn't feel this that much with the Halo for some reason, but with this one I did. And maybe it has to do with the fact that also the tongue is a little bit more flat. They did go with the old school, you could see, tongue on this one compared to the Halo, which was more of a cushion tongue. And maybe that because I did feel like there was more room in the shoe, but there was less space here. Whereas the Halo had more cushioning, and I don't know, maybe I'm just talking and just reaching here, but what I'm saying is I felt like the shoe being a little bit more loose, there was a little bit more wiggle room up front that I was touching, whereas if I was wearing the Halo that has more of that cushion feel, I feel like my foot was not touching the rubber, the outsole, like the tip. I was touching more of some sort of cushioning within the shoe, where this one is a little bit, it just feels more thin than the Halo, and it feels like it's more spacious, but you're also getting a more harder toe box area. That's just something I noticed here when trying these on. They fit that way. Tony, what would you suggest? If I had to make a decision for everybody, I'd rather be safe than sorry and just tell you guys to go up half a size. That's what I would just tell you. That's, with the 6s, I can deal with it. I'm gonna stick to my guns. For the 8s, I'll tell you to go up half a size. If you want to be even more safe, go up a full size. That's up to you. But we have them here. These are also releasing on the 13th alongside with the other 2 pairs. This is probably going to be the second most popular version. Originally releasing back in 2013. The retail on these now, though, are going to be $190. You guys can see in the box, Kobe 8 Protro, Stadium Gray / Metallic Silver, 8.5 with a 10 on the bottom. And you got that nice, one thing about these are, you know, the 6s are comfortable, but that, I believe the Kobe 8, I'll correct myself right now in this video, but it features that lunar. Oh, no, this is a Nike React. See, you learn something every day. You got that Nike React though in the insole, and I don't know if I had them here somewhere. I was recently rocking Nike React. When it comes to back in the day with Yeezy or Adidas and you had Adidas Boost, like in my opinion, and I had stated it before, React did not get the due diligence that it deserved. I feel like Nike React or the React foam is just as good as Adidas Boost. I bought a pair of Nike React shoes. They were all black. They're somewhere around here. I was using them recently when I was doing a lot of movement. There's a lot of foam in there. That stuff is phenomenal, and the price point on them were amazing. So this is just what was featured in on the insole, whereas the Nike React, this is featured actually on the outsole. But that is why it feels good. I was wondering, I thought it was the lunar foam. Maybe the lunar foam is featured on the 7, I want to say, and feel free to comment down below. Look, for these shoes, for me guys, I'm buying them for aesthetics. I'm not buying them for the balling. However, them being the Protro model, they are very well capable of that. That is what the Protro model is all about. It's not bringing back a retro, but bringing back a model of an old school Kobe, but then updating its technology to give you the more current technology utilized in basketball shoes today to keep it up to par with what you see. This React foam on the inside, you're gonna be good to go. This is a great shoe. The 6 is a better looking shoe. It looks better, but this feels better comfort wise. Now, that sizing thing I talked about, that's a little bit of an issue, but the feel, the insole and all that, these feel better on my feet than on the 6s, just being 1000. But I love my 6s, and I love the 6s more than the 8s. Now for the Kobe 8, what are the upgrades? As this is a more newer shoe, there may be some slightly differences, not that much, but the shoe underwent various changes, integrating advanced cushioning technologies that redefine the player's experience. Nike's latest cushioning system, React, replaces the previous lunar lawn drop-in midsoles. So I mentioned that, which I had found was weird when I pulled out the actual Kobe 8. I said, oh, I thought these were gonna be lunar lawn, which they were, but they have been replaced with React. But I think the 7s also feature that as well. But the most significant change of the Protro is that, and that it, you know, elevates the comfort and energy return that Nike React does. So that is a very big change, alongside with the reconstruction of the tongue. And then also, last but not least, one of the final changes on the Kobe 8 Protro is the sole. The rubber sole has been increased in thickness compared to its previous version, and the orientation of the traction pattern is modified to provide an even greater level of grip. So yeah, there's some of the differences for you guys and girls out there. But be on the lookout. These are actually going to be on a EQL on Sole Play online. So if you want to hop in, enter in on this, it is now live. It should be linked down below in the description. If it's not linked down below in the description, say, Tony, you did not link it, and I will link it. Sole Play will have this, and this is an opportunity just to enter in at least and possibly get your size. There will be, in this particular pair, out of the 3, at least from what I know, maybe it's different for these other 2, the Philly and the Italian Camo, but I do know for a fact that the Venice Beach will feature GS and I believe preschool. There's 3 different, there's a full family size run on these pairs, whereas the other ones I'm not too sure about. But this one in particular, you're gonna have way more sizes for the family to get involved in. So keep that one in mind when it comes to this one. So this one, it is the second popular, I would say, but it's definitely the more available pair out of the 2 bunch from what I know so far. As far as materials goes on here, you of course got the 3M on the Nike swoosh. You got the 3M on the back of the heel right here. You have that lockdown system, and also from what I know, but I read this, but I don't see it, okay? But you don't necessarily always see this, but I was reading that there was fly wire technology for lockdown in here, but I don't see the fly wire. You typically see like this is a good representation. But see, you could see it there. But looking on the inside, there is some sort of lockdown mechanism going on that. I'm not the technical guy when it comes to sneakers. You might want to come from me from an aesthetic perspective. I'm not here to tell you how this shoe can ball. Check out, Nightwing, he's killing it. Wear Testers, he'll tell you even more from that perspective. You got, of course, multi-directional traction system for great grip. You got that in iced out. It's very nice and sticky, so you got some good grip on the court. So keep that in mind as well. And you have, of course, that engineered mesh on the upper. So, extremely lightweight, very great. Zoom Air is featured within this shoe as well. You got the carbon fiber that is featured on the sole. So you got that nice shank within there for great arch support. And it's a very comfortable shoe for a casual person like me. For the baller, you're not gonna have an issue with it at all as well. So you're good to go on both ends of the court, no pun intended. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. As always, I love y'all, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna end you guys and girls off with an on-foot review, and I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace.